Alright, imagine this for a second. You wake up, and it's like the world's your playground. You don't just have a to-do list, you have a power list. You're slaying goals, making progress, and it feels so smooth, so effortless. You start to wonder, am I some kind of productivity superhero? Is consistency illegal at this point? Okay, maybe that's a bit dramatic, but what if I told you that consistency doesn't have to be this beast you wrestle every day? What if you could make consistency so easy, so natural, that it almost feels illegal? Let's break this down into some cheat codes for success. Tip number 1, Atomic Habits. Small wins add up. First cheat code. Atomic habits. And no, I'm not talking about some fancy science stuff. We're not building a nuclear reactor here. I'm talking about small, consistent actions that build momentum. It's the whole 1% better every day philosophy. Listen, we're all guilty of thinking we need a full-on productivity overhaul every time we want to get consistent. Wrong. Just 1% better every day. Imagine you're improving by 1% every single day. By the end of the year, that's 38 times better. Yeah, you heard that right. 38 times. It doesn't take overnight miracles, just daily steps forward. Maybe you're trying to get in shape. Now, if you go hardcore, you'll hit the gym every day for a week, burn out, and quit. But if you just commit to 15 minutes a day, it's almost like you're sneaking under the radar of burnout. You won't see crazy results in the first couple of weeks, but trust me, stick with it, and at the end of the year, you'll be a whole new version of yourself. Consistency, my friend, is your secret weapon, and I'm here to show you how to wield it like a pro. Tip number 2, the habit loop, your personal cheat code. Alright, next hack, the habit loop. Think of it like the cheat code to any game. It's the perfect productivity hack that you need in your toolkit. Here's the breakdown. Cue, the trigger, like when you get that notification to study. Craving, that itch to get something positive out of the habit, like enjoying the accomplishment of finishing a task. Response, the action itself, you study, you work, you slay that to-do list. Reward, the sweet satisfaction of having done something productive, like treating yourself to some well-deserved Netflix. Simple, right? Now, if you want to be illegal with your consistency, you have to make sure this loop is in full effect, and it's easier than you think. Pro tip, make your cue obvious. For instance, let's say you want to write every day. Put your notebook in front of your computer. The cue is right there, your brain can't miss it. And if you want to make that habit irresistible, make your reward immediate. Seriously, after a task, reward yourself with something simple but satisfying. I'm talking about a sweet treat, a quick TikTok break, whatever works. When you hit that reward, you train your brain to love the process. Tip number 3, make it attractive, aka, don't make it feel like a chore. Now, listen up because this is a sneaky one, make the habit attractive. Make it cool. If you're trying to get into a consistent routine, and it feels like a chore, guess what? You're already setting yourself up to fail. You'll quit before you even get started. Here's what I did, I romanticized my study sessions. Yep, you heard that right. I made studying cool. I threw on some lo-fi beats, got a cute little study playlist, and made sure my environment screamed productivity. You gotta trick your brain into thinking your task is a reward in itself. Do you ever see those super aesthetic study YouTubers with their pastel notebooks and coffee cups? Yeah, that's part of their secret. They make their study time look like a lifestyle, not a struggle. So, set the stage. Find a way to make your routine something you want to show off. And I promise, it won't feel like work. Tip number 4, make it easy, break it down to bite-sized pieces. Next hack, make it easy. This is where people mess up. They think they need to take on massive tasks all at once. No, no, no. You gotta break it down. Listen, I'm not a superhero. I don't have time to write 5,000 words every day. But 500 words a day, totally doable. So, I break it into chunks. And guess what? The pressure is way lower, and the consistency becomes second nature. Here's an example. You want to study for an exam, but you're overwhelmed by the volume of material. You don't need to go in all guns blazing. Try this, just tackle one section of a chapter at a time. Small, manageable steps. Each one completed is a win. Tip number 5, make it satisfying, celebrate those small wins. Okay, now here's the fun part, make it satisfying. We all know that feeling when you tick off a task on your to-do list, right? It's like dopamine straight to the brain. That's exactly what you want to replicate. If you want to make a habit stick, you have to tie it to an immediate, satisfying reward. After working out, I always treat myself to a protein shake I love. After a productive work session, I get to scroll through my phone guilt-free for 5 minutes. These little rewards make the whole process enjoyable, and your brain gets hooked on that satisfaction. Tip number 6, the golden mindset: be consistent by becoming consistent. Now, this one's a game changer. You've got to change your mindset. It's not about wanting to be consistent, it's about becoming consistent.